So hey everybody, welcome to AppasaurusRex Reviews One Big Thing. It's a new app, and well, I'm Stacy Kildal, and we're going to review it. And my fellow reviewer for this particular app is Richard Ropa. Richard, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Richard Ropa, owner of Quasar Cowboy Consulting and teacher of Smarketing with Stacy K Academy.
Exactly. So we have been using this app for a few days now, not quite a week. I'm going to be honest, I haven't used it for an entire week, which is really what we try to do. And we'll get into why I haven't used it for an entire week in just a couple minutes. And also, Richard and I have not discussed it. I put a moratorium once we decide what app we're going to do. I refuse to have discussions about it because I don't want something that he is saying to taint my opinion or vice versa. So we have 5 different things that we basically vote on, or we review the apps on, and they are collaboration, learning curve, pricing, platform, and then we have a wild card, which is basically if there's something that just we really doesn't fall into one of those 4 categories that we want to maybe comment on, we can do that. So, and if we like it, in that category, it gets a little dinosaur, a little T-Rex, our little logo. And if we don't like it, it gets a meteor. So really, if you are an app developer, you want to get all dinosaurs because you don't want that meteor. You don't want a bunch of meteors hitting. You don't want to go extinct.
That's an extinction level event. We don't want that.
It is extinction level event, and we don't want that to happen. And I'm very open about, we're really reviewing. Originally, when we started doing AppasaurusRex, the idea was we're going to pick one category and then pick a different app in that category each week. And what we found is the audience really doesn't want that too much, and it's not as much fun just to find an app and just do them whenever we find one. So we saw one big thing, and Richard and I both are big like to-do list people. Just to give a little bit of history, and I will actually, I will share this out. My actual to-do list. I'm going to share out my screen right now, and I'm going to show you what my to-do list is. And you can see it's on my iPad. Hopefully you can see that. Richard, can you see my screen there?
Yep.
Okay, so my to-do list is in an app called My Script. And so it's My Script Memo, and it's on my iPad. And I use this. I have a pink stylus that I use. I use a bamboo, a Wahoo or Wacom or whatever. It's a bamboo stylus. That's all you need to know. And it's pink, of course. And so I can hand write. I'm a person who learns, and I remember things better if I write it down. So I can type it, it'll be gone in a couple minutes. You can tell me, and as soon as I walk away or hang up the phone, I'm going to forget what we talked about. But if I write it down, I remember it virtually forever. And so I have historically always written down my to-do list because I also like that satisfaction of crossing it off the list when I'm done. And so I used to keep a moleskin notebook with, of course, pink ink, and it was a pink moleskin, and I still have some old ones here. And I would write my to-do list every night for the next day. And then as the day went on, I would cross it off, and then at night, I would move it to a new clean page. So what I found with the My Script Memo is I get the same effect, only I'm just not killing as many trees. And I'm not wasting it. It's just much more effective to use my iPad. So how do you keep track of your to-do list? I'm going to go ahead and close out the screen share. How do you have a handwritten to-do list?
Yeah.
And that's what mine used to look like. Only yours is a little messier.
A little bit.
Because I like to keep mine all very hierarchy. You know, I have something and then I have little sub to-dos. So both of us traditionally have really handwritten our to-dos, and that's how we keep track of stuff. And so this one big thing, I'm going to do another screen share because I want to show you what one big thing is and show you the website. So the website for one big thing, though it's designed and it says that it is a simple app to keep you focused on your biggest task every day. So we both have a couple screenshots, and it really is only available for app. So we'll get into platform. Actually, we should just do platform right now because it's here. I gave it a Meteor for platform. And the reason why is because it doesn't sync from my iPhone to my iPad. And if it does, I can't figure out how to make it do that. There's also no web app. So I can't view it in a browser while I'm on my computer. And from what I understand, there is no Android app, which is probably by design, because the themes, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying I don't like it, so I can't recommend it on a platform level, because unless you're using an Apple device, you can't use this app.
Yeah, there's one thing that could have made this a whole lot different, and that was having a login that would have allowed for syncing across devices, and that's just absolutely missing. So I give it, if we had a double Meteor, I would have given it a double Meteor, because they really missed the boat on that.
You can't. There is no double Meteor, but that's funny.
I'm saying if there was.
I know. So we're both basically giving it that Meteor for platform. So it kind of fails in the platform category, and that's, it's probably how it was designed. I mean, if you read the description on it, basically it's this guy, and he wanted a way to track one big thing that he needed to get done every day. And so this works for him. He really created it more for himself than anybody else. And so it's a nice little app. So let's get into pricing. So basic pricing is free, right?
Yep. And it's $4.99 if you want to upgrade into the paid version. And I have to tell you, I was very disappointed. For the test, I was absolutely going to get the paid version. But
really?
Then I looked at what was included, and it was kind of a joke. What we had in the paid version was you had an archive of 60 days. You had stickers, which I could care less about. And you had themes, which, again, I could also care less about. If I'm looking at a productivity app, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more for $4.99, especially when most apps that are trying to get you to buy them are $1, maybe $2. This was a bit.
I would have thought if this were I'll say this: if this were 99 cents to upgrade to get the different themes and the stickers, which I'm never going to use stickers ever. I don't know what I would use a stack of pancakes. I mean, you can see on the screen right here. There's a stack of. It's adorable. It's very adorable. But I don't need to put a sticker on. I don't even know where you would use it, because we'll get into what the actual app is in just a second. I'm going to screen share with my phone so you guys can see it. But really, there's nothing. I mean, for 99 cents, I would have given this absolutely 100%. A big, fat dinosaur, and a big yes for pricing. But as it is for $4.99, just so I can keep archives, really, that's really the big thing that you get.
Yeah.
I'm giving it one of each, because as for a free app, it does exist. It's a very, very good, for what it does and what it is for free, it nails it. It's perfect.
I'm going to disagree a little bit.
I think
I'm going to give it a Meteor, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't think it did what it was supposed to do well. So,
okay.
and I'll. Do you want me to get into the specifics?
No, I think that's maybe your wild card is the actual functionality.
Okay.
I would say
that works.
So it did exactly what I was expecting it to do. I mean, I can't stress that enough. So for a free app, so I'm giving it basically half. I'm giving it a half a dinosaur, so it's getting one of each. And so why don't we get into collaboration? So what did you think about collaboration or lack thereof?
Well, there is no collaboration. I mean, the one big thing about one big thing is it's just one big thing on your iPhone or your iPad.
Right.
There's no collaboration with other people. There's no collaboration even with your own other tools. So I have to give this a thumbs down, double meteor. I'm inventing double meteor today.
Well, there's no double meteor. I'm
Okay.
gonna say, I gotta say there is no. You
I'll
can't
give it that.
do. And here again, I'm giving it one of each, and there's a reason why I'm giving it one of each, and that's because it doesn't sell itself as being a collaborative thing. However, I would like to be able to, if I'm using this for a work thing, I would like the option of, if maybe I didn't get something done, to be able to send it to a team member so that they could help with it, or they could take it on and finish it. But really, this app it does one thing. It does one big thing, and it tracks one big thing.
Yeah.
So for collaboration, I'm giving it one of each.
Did you catch that it doesn't, so if you don't do your one big thing today, did it carry it over for you to the next day?
No.
That was a big disappointment for me.
That was a huge disappointment, and that was kind of part of the learning curve. I'm giving it a dinosaur for. I'm not giving it a meteor for the learning curve, because it was a really simple app to learn.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculously simple because it does one big thing.
One thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I give it a dinosaur as well for learning curve, because there just wasn't that much to the app.
Right. And I mean, that's how it was designed. He said he's saying, I used to track my daily goals on a sticky note, right? So he would put that sticky note, and there's a little thing, you can see on the screen there. And so he would say it worked really well, but he'd forget to fill it out, or he'd lose the paper during the day. And so I think my wild card is probably the same as yours, in that it's basically its functionality. I mean, even as a simple app, it's still, I don't think it really doesn't do what it's supposed to do all that well.
No.
I'm going to stop my screen share. Do you want to do a screen share and show some of your screenshots, and then I'll actually show the app in while it's working?
Yeah, that'd be great. Hang on one sec. Let me take the screen. Can you see, which screen are you seeing?
I see your notes.
Oh, well, that's the wrong screen. Got to love technology today. Okay, so these are the screenshots that I took of the app. You can see on today, which was actually last Tuesday, I had a few things that I wanted to do. I wanted to write a blog article. I wanted to make sure I showered. Right. I wanted to make sure I ate lunch, paid bills, and then other things that I might do were work out and shop for a messenger bag.
Okay. Another one? I'm just going to say another messenger bag.
Another one, yeah. That I need another one.
It's
I think
okay.
I do. Okay.
It's okay.
I have a thing for messenger bag.
I know. Trust me, I know, man.
So
I also have one.
It did a great job of tracking. I was all excited. It did a great job of here's the big thing that I want to do, which is write the blog article. When I was done, all I had to do was tap the done button, and it graded out. It didn't give me any reminders or tell me anything else that I needed to do. It even the next day, when I was expecting, was a notification saying, hey, you've got a couple of things that you didn't get done. Here they are. And oh, by the way, here's the things you're going to do tomorrow. Nope, It just wiped out yesterday's, and it started with tomorrow. So the next day, I had also pre-filled out, and that was to review one big thing, to gossip, to judge people, and to call my mom.
That is really, really funny, I'm just going to say.
And I didn't get to any of that, so there's no cross-outs. What I didn't get, though, is this little copy. If you see right here, it says copy.
Okay.
No matter what I did, it didn't copy it anywhere. So it wouldn't.
I didn't even see that.
It wouldn't push it forward. It wouldn't copy it to my clipboard. It did nothing with it. So there was some bizarre functionality with that copy thing that just didn't work as expected or as designed. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So you can see that the very next, so I filled these two out the very first day, today and tomorrow, and then the next day, which was tomorrow, then became today, and everything from the previous day that I didn't get done was completely lost. So that kind of bothered me, and in the free version, I couldn't even go back and look at what it was.
Right.
So just gone. The other screenshots that I took were of the settings, just to kind of show everybody, you don't really get a lot of options with the settings. It says that you can be notified at 8 a.m. There's no ability to change that time.
You can change it. I changed mine. You can change it.
Oh,
I'll
you
show you
can?
how. Yeah, I'll show you
Awesome. Yeah, show me how. I'm guessing you just click it and I missed it.
Yeah, basically. I'll show you.
Okay, perfect. And then the other settings were, as Stacy and I were talking about earlier, themes, stickers, and that's it. There wasn't much to it.
There really wasn't, and I wasn't expecting too much to it. I'll be perfectly honest. I wasn't expecting really anything to it, because it was really just an app to track, how to do one thing. And I totally get that.
Summary. My summary is that I would need a reminder program to remind me to look at one big thing.
That's my problem with this. That right there. And so for your wild card, are you giving a meteor, or are you giving
So if functionality is our wild card, I'm giving it a meteor. Now, I had a predetermined wild card because I'm crazy about how icons look, because I like a very clean.
Oh, okay.
So
do you want that to be your wild card? Then we'll make that your wild card.
Yeah, my wild card was it was a very clean and simple icon, which I really appreciate.
I knew you were going to.
Looking nice and clean.
Yeah.
So there you go. My original wild card was icon.
No, that will be your wild card. That could be your wild card.
Yeah, that's it. My wild card is icon design, and for that, it gets a T-Rex.
Yeah, I was so split with this whole app. My wild card was actually the functionality in that in the reminders. So this whole thing is kind of to remind you and to help you. If you want, I'll switch out and I'll show you the app. So the whole thing is to it's to show you, or to help you get something done, get one thing done. So this is a screenshot, and I wasn't sure if it was going to copy, so I didn't know whether it was going to pull stuff forward. So just in case, I did a screenshot of my stuff yesterday. And so my big thing that I needed to do was get my personal bills paid, right? So like my car payments, the second truck payment for both of our trucks. Even though my husband's is in the shop, he got rear-ended before we even made the second payment. I'm just going to put that out there. That hurts my soul a little bit. But anyway, my one big thing yesterday was to pay my personal bills, right? DirecTV, all that stuff, get it all done. So then the other things I needed to do were to pick up apples, because we basically have an old kind of not working orchard. Basically, we have 2 apple trees and a pear tree in our backyard, and it's not like they're not crab apples, but if we did something with them, they would be apples that you could actually pick up the tree and eat, but we don't. And there's a million of them, and every week there's a million more. So that was one of the other things, and laundry and read. And as you can see, I paid my personal bills and I picked up apples, but I did not do much laundry, nor did I read very much yesterday. So this was what I did yesterday, or what I wanted done yesterday. So to open the app, here's today. And so you can see I can't get any archives unless we upgrade, and we talked about that. And I'm not going to upgrade for $5 so I can look at old archives. If I didn't finish it, just let me put a setting so that I could have it say, if you didn't get this, so you have your big thing right here, right? You can't really see it, but there's your big thing. So here's the one big thing. And then you have, a little thing here, right? So we got little thing one, and then another little thing, and then other things I might do, right? So I might do some stuff, okay? So this is what it allows you to do, and there's no settings to say, okay, if I get my big thing done, yay. I love that it tells you sweet, right? I think that's where the stickers come in. So it might you can set different stickers to congratulate you for finishing those things that are on your list. But what I would like is if I finish that one big thing, what I think would really be cool is to have that first little thing moved up to the big thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well.
And just kind of have it rotate. And if I don't get everything that's on this list done, when I look at tomorrow, I would expect that when I wake up, and it would maybe reset at midnight, and and go over to the next day, and it would show that, but it doesn't. So you have to set everything up. And so when you go into your settings with this, you can tell it to notify you. And when you first get it, it defaults just Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. And so I said, well, because I was using this on the weekend, I said, well, I want it to do this every day. So I would get my notifications. I got my notification yesterday at 10 o'clock. It worked. I didn't do anything with it at 10 o'clock. I set my phone back down. I looked at it and went, oh, yes, I have to pay my personal bills. And then I set it down. And then later, I paid them. And when I paid them, I remembered, oh, I need to go tell one big thing that I'm done. But you can just click on the time, and you can have it set a different time. So I could say, hey, I want it to remind me at 11 a.m., every day except for Wednesday. And those are really the only settings in the free version. So you can't change any themes. You can't change the color. And then these stickers, I guess, are when you finish something, they pop up. That's really the only thing that I can kind of establish. What I would have liked, and I like this, if you're going to remember to look at this, like I remember to look at my to-do list, or I have my to-do list sitting out on my iPad while I'm working every day and cross something off of my list. If you're going to remember to go back and check that, this works great. It works really wonderfully. However, I want it to remind, and my to-do list doesn't remind me, but I've written it down, and so I remember that I need, and I have it sitting in front of me. I'm on my phone so much during the day, I don't have this app open and just sitting there. So I guess if you had this and you had your phone sitting with this app open all day, it'd be great. But I don't. I very rarely have my phone in my hand. I have my watch tells me when I get a text message. If I'm sitting at my computer, I can look at my iMessages or any other text messages I get. So I gotta say, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. And that is tell you about, track one big thing. However, there could be a few more settings, like reminders. Like, can you remind me, every 2 hours, or can I set multiple reminders? That's what
or snooze. I would have loved for when I got the 8 a.m. reminder to say, okay, remind me again in an hour.
Exactly.
To me, there was absolutely no point to this app. It did what it said it was going to do, but I could not think of a use case for using this in the real world.
Yeah, you have to, and that's the thing is, unless it's sitting in front and you do that one big thing when you get that reminder every day.
Right.
So I think for someone who's going to, and the whole point is, if I'm having it remind me, it means I'm not remembering that I have to do that stuff.
Yeah.
So for the wild card, yes, it did exactly what it said, and it did it very well. But I think it could have done a couple other things. Like, just like you said, like a snooze it probably would have given it one full dinosaur. But for this one, I'm giving it both. Again, I'm basically giving it half.
You're more generous than I am.
I know.
I have to say that I don't think that when we're done with this, well, I know that when we're done with this, it will come off of my phone.
Oh, I won't use it.
And I absolutely wish there was a way to take it out of my list of purchased apps in the iPhone store so that I never really have to see it again.
Oh.
Yeah, I have zero use for this app. It didn't help my day in any way, shape, or form. And I have to be honest, if he's managing his whole day, the developer of the app, with a sticky note, and he did this, great for him.
Yeah.
This is an app that was designed just for him, and I just don't see a lot of widespread use for it, nor could I see recommending it to somebody.
So here's what I thought I would use it for. I'm going to keep it around just because that's what I do, is I keep them around for a little while. Like, here's one. We did Wunderlist. Seth and I did Wunderlist last year. It was one of the first ones we did.
I remember.
And I thought, I'm never going to use this. But I got to tell you, that's my grocery list. So I sit on my laptop and I make my grocery list on my laptop, and I go to the grocery store. Only if I go to Kroger, because Meijer has an app and it'll map everything out for me. So I will do my grocery list on the Meijer app now. I just found this out. I've had the Meijer app for like a year, and I just found out that it does that. But basically, I use Wunderlist. And it took me a few months after that review for me to start actually using it on a regular basis, and now I use it all the time. So it's actually pretty helpful for that. So this, like, I could see, because I have to put personal stuff. If you looked on my to-do list, one of the things was a dentist appointment, and like scheduling dentist appointments for my kids and scheduling Eric's vaccinations to get him caught up on his immunizations. And so those are personal things, and they're not really work things, but they're still things that I need to be reminded. I could see maybe using that to remind me to do that at a specific time. Otherwise, I would probably forget to do that. So I can see maybe using it for kind of personal stuff, but not necessarily work stuff that's very time sensitive.
I have to say that I combine the two, and the way that I've always done it with my to-do list is I handwrite it very much like you. I have also tried every to-do list on the planet, right, electronic, and I think that I kind of like Todoist as my favorite at the moment, and my iPhone favorite is Clear. But if I'm just keeping a list of what I need to do during the day, or as things come up, it's handwritten on a list, and the personal stuff goes down near the bottom of the page. And I just kind of keep them created, and as I do the personal stuff, I cross it off. I get a lot of satisfaction from that cross off. And nothing electronic yet has given me that same satisfaction.
I'm telling you, you gotta get that iPad. I'm telling you, that app and the stylus, it's so satisfying. And you know what? I'm gonna share this out really quick because I'm gonna show you how satisfying this is. Let me flip which way. I think I closed that. Let me do a new recording. So I gotta connect my iPad. Hang on one second. There we go. So let me switch over to my iPad, and then.
So it's still you.
Yeah, I'm trying. Hang on. I'm getting there.
Okay.
It's thinking. All right. So here we go. So when I go to cross something off, so let's say, like, I want to get this done. If I cross it off, usually, like, if you can have a setting where it'll delete it.
I like leaving it there with the line through it. I really do.
Yeah, I do too, but sometimes I want that gone. And so depending on the list, I will have the setting so that the line through it will get rid of it. So it's actually quite satisfying. Or there have been times where I have actually not finished something and I've accidentally crossed it off, and so you can go undo it, like I just did. But it is very, very satisfying just to cross that off, and you can do a setup so that when you cross it off, it actually deletes it. I just don't have that set up right now. So you should. I'm serious. You should. I think I know what I'm going to get you for your birthday. I just figured it out because your birthday is coming up. So there. But it is very satisfying. And what's really cool about this app is you can have, so here's my to-do notebook, and you can have multiple pages. So this is page 2 of 2, right? So I have a couple other notes that I've taken there. Here's my kids' notebook that they have created, the Swaggy notebook. So there's 8 pages here, and there's some notes that I've made, and just some things kids have drawn over the years, right? Kira drew an eye.
You've shown this to me before, and I don't know why I have never gotten it. Probably because I don't have the stylus. I think I would love this, actually.
Yeah, I really like it. And so I have like another notebook that I have for client notes. So when I'm on, when I'm on the phone with a prospective client or I'm in a meeting with a client, I can take notes. And what's really cool is if you look at this to-do list, I can actually send this as text. It will change it, convert it to text if I need it to. I can send it as an image, as a PDF. So when I'm done with the conversation, I can just send that. If it's notes with the client, maybe a call, I can just send that to the client. I don't have to retype everything out, maybe in a follow-up email. But that's that's maybe a different webinar for us to do down the road.
And a webinar reviewing one thing with another app. I love that.
Yeah. So I'm going to do one more screen share, and I'm going to share out our scorecard.
Scorecard, yeah.
So here is our final scorecard. I have given one big thing, basically 2.5 little dinosaurs, 2.5 Arexes, and Richard has given it 2. So not the greatest review, but not the worst review we've done with AppasaurusRex. I think there was one app that we did last year where Seth and we had literally nothing good to say about it. It just was so hard, difficult to learn, and just a really bad app. So collaboration, it gets basically half an AREX. Learning curve, we both gave it a full AREX. Pricing, you shot it down with Meteor, but I kind of gave it for the free. I think it does a great job, but I think you don't really get much for the paid version. Platform, it really doesn't do any cross-platform. I don't even know if it's if it's on the iPad, but I know it doesn't have a web app. And then your wild card was the icon, which I suspected it was going to be something like that, because you will delete apps if you do not like the icon on your phone.
I will.
So it did have a wonderful, very clean, really nice icon. I totally agree with that. And then my wild card was just kind of the functionality in and of itself. I think while it did what it said well, it could have been a much better app as a whole if it had just kind of added just a couple other things. So I didn't hate it, but I don't know that I'm going to keep it. I'm gonna let it stick around for a while because I might use it for some personal stuff. That's what happened with Wunderlist, is I didn't delete it off my phone, and then I started using it for grocery lists. So
I think I might keep it. I think I might keep it. You may have convinced me to keep it, but I'm still looking for that use case, because I don't see myself in that box of one big thing and 3 little things and then maybe some other things. That's not how it works.
And that's the thing where if I don't do it right when it reminds me, I'm gonna forget to do it. So, yeah. All right. So that is our review of one big thing. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching this video. If you have any questions, you can always contact us on the website, which is AppasaurusRex.com. Thank you, Richard, for being my guest reviewer.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And I know we have another one scheduled soon, but I don't know when this is going up online, so I'm not going to put any dates, but just check back. We'll get it done.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Everywhere. Bye.
Bye.